Just wait. Hi, Vic. Hi, Jacinda. Hi, Glenys. Oh, somebody's joined on Facebook, but I can't see who you are because nothing comes up. Oh, Melissa. Hello. I see a wave before I see anything else. Hi, Sap. Hi, Glenn. I'm just going to wait for a few more people if anyone wants to jump in. I'm just having a cup of coffee. Yeah, if you can, make sure that you've got a pillow, a cushion, something just in case you need it today, in case you fall back. We're doing crow, which is on our hands, so you need to make sure that your bottom's protected. Hiya, Raj. Hiya, Jenny. Hiya, Cheryl. So yeah, make sure that you've got enough room around you that you're not going to hit or kicking anything over. That you're physically fit to do it, so you haven't got any high blood pressure, any diabetes, any joint problems, and if at any time, and you're not pregnant, if at any time you feel really hot really quickly, or you feel sick or you feel dizzy, then stop. Like I said, get yourself a cushion just in case you hurt your bum on the last one, but you should be okay for everything else. If you've got blocks, grab your block. You shouldn't need any elastics for this today or any bands. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, have some water as well. Or as we're all at home, we can all have our cup of coffee. I know, not very healthy. I should say, obviously with soya milk and everything like that, but it's not. Hiya, Jeannie. Lovely. So, I'm going to get us just doing a little breathing before, so bring ourselves to the mat again, just while people are jumping in. This is sort of what we've been practicing on Friday, which is just getting used to what our breath does. So it's only a couple of breaths. You're going to breathe in through the nose, breathe out, sorry, and then you're going to open your mouth and just let the air come in. So you breathe out. So now when you're breathing in, you're not breathing in, you're just opening your mouth and letting the air just go in. So there's none of that, as we're breathing in, no cold, no dry air. It's just you're opening your mouth and letting whatever air wants to come in, come in. So we're just going to breathe out through the nose. Now you carry on doing that while I have a talk. This is just encouraging you and getting your mind used to that your lungs are a vacuum. So as you breathe out, you're pushing the air out. As you stop breathing out, the air will come straight back into the lungs, and that will fill it. You don't have to worry about that. But like I said, if you want to on YouTube, you'll find all the basic breathings on there. And I'm going to try and go through every class just to get people's minds used to the different breathing techniques. They get harder as we go along. But it's being able to know that your lungs are a vacuum. When we panic, we tend to breathe in thinking we've got to get air in. And it's not that we have to get air in. We have to reprogram our brain and blow the air out. So it's a good one for just getting ourselves back into that. So I'm going to... Oh, hiya, Savannah. I'm going to get everybody up onto their feet. And we'll start by doing our neck stretches, getting ourselves into a mountain pose. So making sure our feet are in line with our hips and our feet are facing forward, not outwards or inwards. if we make sure that our feet are balanced, so we're pushing down through the outside edges of the feet, so the knuckle of the big toe, the knuckle of the little toe, and also that you're not leaning forward on your toes, or you're not leaning too far back that the toes are lifted, that you're equal. Then if you lift your toes up and you'll feel the knees start to lift and this muscle tighten up. Keep that nice and tight, but put the toes down. Think of the inner thigh, squeeze the legs together and tighten up there. Think of your bum muscle and squeeze the bum, and then you'll find that the back thigh will tighten as well. And then that'll help to encourage this outside thigh muscle to come in nice and tight. Make sure that the knees are relaxed, that you're not locking the knee backwards. So you'll see the difference between a locked knee and a straight knee, and that's a bent knee. But so you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that they're relaxed, but still straight. Pull the pelvic floor in. So imagine you're in a lift. You want to stop yourself from breaking wind, and then you want to stop yourself from having a wee. Pull in there. And then your abdominal lock. If you pull, as you breathe out, pull the belly button back towards your spine. Or tighten up, squeeze it in. Whichever makes it easier for you to know to pull it back. But you should still be able to breathe. We're only going to use the top end of the lungs because we're just moving our head. And we're going to roll our shoulders back and down. So our palms are facing forward and the back of our hands are facing to the back. We're going to breathe out and tuck our chin down. And breathe in and bring our head back. So 3 more of these. Breathing out and breathing in. And my counting is rubbish, so I think that's actually 5, but it doesn't matter. And we can bring it back to centre. Also meant to say, if you want your own music, put your own music on while you're doing this. I can't play anyone, otherwise they turn me off. So, we're going to tick-tock our head to the side, but we're not dropping the chin, we're not lifting the chin, we're keeping the chin tucked backwards. So again, we don't want to stick the chin out there and be looking down that way. We want to make sure that everything's staying forward. So we're tucking the chin, we're ticking and tucking the head. It's just a very small breath that we're using. And about 4 on each side. Or 5. And then we're going to do a turn and look over the shoulder. And again, we don't want to drop the chin. We don't want to lift it. We don't want to try and push it too far. We don't want to bring the body round. We want to keep everything nice and straight. So again, tightening everything up. Breathing out, look over the shoulder. Breathe out, look over the other shoulder. And then bringing it back to centre. So we're going to do the same with our lower body. We're going to do that up and lift. So breathing in, stretching back. Breathe out, bend the knees, swing the arms behind. Breathing in and breathing out. Trying to stretch back that little bit to look at the hands. To start working the front of the body, the front of the legs, the back. And starting to bring them shoulders in and getting them working as well. We're going to do 2 more. And our last one. And bringing it up, bringing it down. So we're going to reach over. So we're going to turn the thumb back. Again, if I say left and right, listen to what I say rather than what I do. Because apparently I'm backwards. So we're turning our hand, doesn't matter which. Breathe in. As you breathe out, reach over. Breathe in. Lifting the other arm up. Breathe out. Reach over. Breathing in. Breathing out. Making sure that that shoulder doesn't roll forward. That you're keeping it reaching backwards. And again, we're starting to work them shoulders every time we're turning the hand. We're bringing it over, so we're taking it in a slightly different direction. So we're working it all over. The shoulders will come in handy at the end. And then bringing it down. So we're going to turn and look over the shoulder. Again, if you feel dizzy, hold it. Don't keep turning. So you're going to turn and look over the shoulder. I'll turn this way. You're going to breathe out at this point. Through the nose if you can. Then you're going to breathe out here. So remember that same thing we were doing about breathing out but not breathing in. Just open the mouth. Open the mouth as you're turning. Breathe out as you get here. The head is always leading. Find the spot in line with your eyes, and that'll again help to keep you from getting too dizzy. And then we're bringing the head back to centre. And if the body keeps going, you let it stop when it's ready. So let's bring it back and let's get that spine moving. So if we turn sideways, first of all, if I take our legs slightly out, point the toes out to the side, but make sure the knees are going in the same direction. So we'll turn this way. Keeping them legs nice and relaxed. Starting with the hip, you're tilting the hip backwards, and then you're tilting it under. Now, it might not go very much. Mine goes back far, so it tilts really far back there, but it doesn't tilt as much here. So you may find you're slightly the same or slightly different. So it might just be that it's not much of a movement. So you're just moving it backwards and forwards to work them hips. And you'll feel this starting to work through these little muscles and ligaments that hold the hips and the waist in place. So we're going to bring the shoulders in. We're going to tilt the pelvis down, so as if there was water, it would fall out the front of our pelvic bowl. We're going to pull our elbows back and our shoulders back, lift our head up. We're then going to breathe it out, tilt the pelvis under, bring the shoulders round, squeeze the stomach in, tuck the head in. We can, if we want, bring the hands and push them out as well. As we breathe them in, we're tilting that pelvis back, we're taking them arms out. We're breathing out and reaching forward. Breathing in, taking it back. Let's do 2 more. And our last one. And then as we breathe out, we're bringing ourselves back to here. So keeping our feet where they are, placing our hands back on our bowl, we're just moving our hips side to side. As if we're tilting our bowl up and down. You'll feel a pinch on one side, a stretch on the other. So you're just going backwards and forwards, or side to side, sorry. Backwards and forwards. So we're just on again to get the ligaments that run down the side of the waist to start working. You'll feel this also pulling into the bottom muscles as well. And then we're going to bring it back to centre. We're bringing our weight up onto one of our legs, whichever one we want. And then we're going to flex the foot and bring it backwards and forwards. Put it sideways. Keeping the foot facing forward, you don't want it turning out. And now we're starting to work the hip joint. And then we're bringing it down. We're going to move our weight over and swap legs and bringing it forwards and backwards without falling over. If you need to, you can always grab a wall, grab a chair. And bringing it down. So move the weight over, let's go side to side. We're bringing it across the body and then out to the side. So we're starting again, working that hip in a different, slightly different direction. The same thing we kind of did with our arms, we went forwards and then we went side. My counting's absolutely rubbish. So if we say about 10, and I think that's 10. So bringing it down, taking it across. And what you'll feel while you're stretching the inside, the outside of your thigh, the leg that you're standing on, all them muscles are working. So always with yoga, while you're stretching one muscle, you're always working. And you're doing your body weight. So whatever your body weight is, whatever you weigh, 2/3 of it is now working on these legs. So it's all about, especially for women of a certain age, of menopausals, doing weight-bearing exercise is very good for us, but using your own body is weight-bearing exercise, so weight-bearing exercise. From here, we're going to start to work the knees, work the ankles. We're going to take it into chair position. So from there, we're going to tilt, having our legs in line with our body, tilt our pelvis forward, bring our shoulders back, sit down into an imaginary chair, tuck our chin in. Now you can keep your hands here, you can take them up in line with the body, sitting down. From here, as you breathe in, you're going to lift up as if someone's pulling your hands and come up onto your tiptoes, tilting your pelvis slightly forward. Breathing out, taking it down. Okay. Let's breathe in, lift it onto the tiptoes. Breathe out, sit down. Let's do 2 more. And our last one. Bringing it down. Good. So we're going to take it into a half bend to start stretching them hamstrings before we go into before we get down to sun cell. So from here, we're again tilting that pelvis back, pulling the stomach muscles in, coming forward from the waist, tucking the chin in. So you don't want to be looking up. You also don't want to let your head drop down. Keep your chin in line. You can again keep your hands on your hips, or you can make it a little bit harder by having them facing each other, reaching out. From there, you're going to breathe in and lift up. We're going to take it down, breathing out, pull that stomach in, reach forward, tuck that chin in. Breathe in, lift up. Now remember, them knees aren't locked, you're not pushing them back, they're still relaxed. Breathe out. Breathe in. And our last one. Breathe out. Breathe in. Take the arms down. We're taking it all the way to the floor, so if you need to, grab yourself a block and have that by you if you need to get it all the way to the floor. So again, I'm going to go sideways. Pull that belly in. Breathe out. Pull the stomach back as much as you can. So we're going to breathe in, lift. As we breathe out, taking the arms out, and we're swan diving down to the floor, letting our head come down as we breathe out. As we breathe in, we're lifting our heads. If you want to, you can bend them knees. Breathe in, lift up. Reach back. Here we go again. 3 more. Breathe out. Squeeze that stomach in. Take them hands down. Breathe in. lift up. 2 more. And our last one. And bring it down. So we're going to take it into a twist. We're taking it down, we're going to go to the right, to the left, or whichever way you want, left to right, doesn't matter. Do whatever feels more, we're going to swap sides. So again, I'll start off sideways and then I'll turn around. So again, if you need that block on the floor, have the block there. Breathe in, breathe out, take the hands down to the floor. Keeping the hands down, lift the arm up to the ceiling. Breathe out, bring it down. Breathe in, reach to the other side. Breathe out, bring it down. Lift the head, bend the knees if you need to get yourself up. Breathe in, lift up. Reaching back. We're going to take it down, but we're going to start on the opposite side. Pull that stomach in. Head down. Breathe in, stretch. Feel that stretch right through the lower back and through the shoulders. Breathing out, taking it down. Breathing in. Breathe in, lift up. Let's do 2 more. And our last one. And lift. Reach back, bring the arms down, step the legs out. So at this time we're going to bring our right hand down to our left leg. Then we're coming up as we breathe in. We're taking the opposite hand down to the opposite leg. If you want, you can give a bit of a pull, bringing it back up. Then we're bringing it down, we're grabbing hold of both legs, feet are facing forward. As we breathe out, we're pulling ourselves through our legs. We're breathing in to come up. Okay? So, here we go. Breathe in. Take a hand down to the opposite leg. Give it a pull if you want. Reach back. Breathe in. Come up. Breathe out. Taking it to the other side. Breathe in. Come up. Breathe out. Taking it down. Grab the calves. And breathe in to come up. I'll do sideways. So start on the other side first. Okay. Bring it down. Step your legs in, give your legs a little shake. So we're going to take it into sun salutation 4 times. But remember, the first one I'm going to do at a lower thing, so I'm going to keep my knees down and I'm going to step back. But then the other 3, I'm going to take it up to where we are. You do whatever you feel you have to. If you think I can only do 2, you stick with 2 and then watch the other 2 if you want to. Or just stay and do half. And if you've watched the other ones, you will have seen a half version. So, bringing ourselves to the front of our mat. Either bring your feet together so that the soles are touching, or take them slightly apart. That's up to you completely. We tend to do, on our normal class, I tell you to take a couple of seconds, a couple of breaths, just to, bring yourself to what you're going to do. If you want to do that, you can always do that. And like I said, if you want to just do 2, you can. It's up to you, but we're stuck with time, so I'm going to kind of run it around. So from here, breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, take it down into a full bend. Breathe in, lift into a half bend, tucking that chin in. You can use the hand on the legs to push you forward. Take the hands down as you breathe out. Step or jump back to down dog. Breathe in, come up onto your tiptoes, and breathe out, come forward. If you need to, bring the hands down, just if you feel you have to. From here, bend the elbows back, bring the chest down, slide everything down, shoulders come back, lift to cobra. Elbows tucked in, pulling down, not sticking out to the side, shoulders not up. Push back to the knees if you need to, tuck your toes, and if you can, bring onto your toes. From here, you're going to look forward, bend the knees. If you have to, you can open the legs so that you can get your belly and your boobs in between. And then you can either step or jump your feet back in. Breathe in, lifting up. Okay? So I'm going to go to the next level. Breathing out, taking it down. Breathe in, bring it back. If the hands still touch the floor, they still touch the floor. Keep that back nice and straight, pull that belly in. Looking forward, breathe out, jump back to down dog. Breathe in, come up onto your tiptoes. Breathe out, come forward to your hands. Bend the elbows, breathe in, lifting the knees into upward facing dog. Breathe out, back to down dog. Look forward, bending them knees, breathing in, and breathe out as you jump in. Lift the head, breathe in, bring it up. Okay, 2 without me talking. Last one. And bring it down. Lovely. So, we're nice and warm now. We're going to move into our flow. Again, because we only get so many time. Now, we should be doing this the same one we're doing every week on a Monday and Thursday. So, it should be getting a little bit easier. If we start at the front of our mat, I'll start this way. We're going to bring ourselves onto one foot and then lift the other one up so it's coming up to the knee. Remember, you can push it out and bring it in. It's up to you. You're rotating back, placing your foot flat on the floor. Keeping the hips facing forward, pushing that knee forward. Bring the elbows, the shoulders back, lift the chin up. Take the hands out, lift them up. Palms to the front. Pull them down, pull the elbows, use the hands as if you've got something grabbing hold. Look up. So warrior one. We're taking the hands out, stretching them fingers. We're turning round. Now if you need to, you can adjust that back leg, but you don't want this knee to come over the foot. You don't want that heel lifting. So you're pushing out. You're not leaning over that front leg. You're pulling back, looking up into warrior two. From here, you're reaching forward. You can bring the elbow down and you're trying to bring that hand over the head. It's coming in behind the head, not in front. From here, straighten the front leg, place the hand on the leg, lift the arm up. So again, you're not locking that leg. There's still a little give there. If you want, you can let go so that you're really working that side muscle, but that's up to you. From here, we're bending the knee, we're lifting ourselves up and we're reaching back into a reverse warrior. So again, we're still pushing to that knee, but it shouldn't be going over the foot. We're still pulling this hip back. It shouldn't be turning round to the front. From there, we're bringing ourselves round onto our tiptoe at the back. You can have the hands here or you can make it a little bit easier by having them there. Palms turning back. Coming forward, pushing into that leg, lifting the foot off at the back. Yeah. Then we're flexing the foot, bringing ourselves down. I'll do it sideways. So, moving our weight over to the other side. If we want, bring them arms up, facing towards each other. Lift the foot up, pushing it out, stepping it back. Pushing into that front knee, keeping it in line, making sure it's not going too far. Pulling them arms down. Lock up. Taking the arms out, turning the body round. Adjust that back leg if you need to. Push to the knee, but also pull through the back. We're reaching forward. We're bringing the arm over. We're straightening that front leg and straightening the top arm. Keep reaching back. Don't let your body come forward. We're bending the knee. We're reaching back. And then we're bringing ourselves all the way around. Head between the arms, lean forward, lifting off. Flexing the foot, bringing ourselves up. So, we're going to go through that all again. So, the full version with our arms raised. But again, if you want to, you can put your arms down, do whatever feels more comfortable for you. But we're going to work with it with our breath. So, we're breathing, moving, breathing, moving. So, I won't be able to talk. So, here we go. Make sure you're breathing. That's all I care about. Sorry, missed that. and bringing it down. Lovely. Good. So I'm going to bring you down onto the floor. So roll down, hands down, knees down. We're going to take it into down dog. Now if you have to, come out of it. So let's just do a little bit of stretching before. So you bring your hands together and just bring them backwards and forwards, roll them round in a circle, roll them round in a circle the other way. Bring your hands onto the floor, stretch your fingers and just move forwards and backwards over your hands. And just side to side as well. Just to make sure that your wrists know that we're going to do something with them. And then come back, give them a little shake. Now I'm going to do it backwards because I want you to think about your shoulders. So when we're sitting down, we can do this with our shoulders. It's quite easy. And also doing shoulder moving backwards and forwards like this. Again, quite easy when we're sitting down. When we're doing it upside down, we make it work a lot harder, so we're working them shoulders much better. But also we can feel it an awful lot better than when we're just doing it here and here. So I will show you and then have a go, because otherwise you're upside down, unless you turn the other way and then you can look at me through your legs. But that's up to you. So from here, you're making sure that your fingers are doing the pushing. So it's mainly these two fingers in this area of the hand here. You don't want to collapse onto the wrist. Make a bridge with your fingers, as if you're the creepy dead hand. But pushing down so that you've got something to push with. Tucking your toes, lifting your bum up, pushing back to down dog. Now from here, hopefully you can see my shoulder blades. You're going to lift your shoulders up and push down. So lifting up and pushing down. And then when you're ready, you're going to pull the shoulder blades together and squeeze them apart. Pull them together and squeeze them apart. So again, I'm hoping that you can see my shoulder blades moving. And that's basically what I want you to do when you need to come down. Give your hands a little shake. Give your fingers a little flick. Anything that you can do just to relax them. So we're going to go back up again. We're going to do it twice. We're holding it for about 3 to 4 breaths. And you're just moving your shoulders any way you want to, but while you're upside down. So here we go. Oh, let me give some people a wave. Look, look. Oh, hiya, Debbie. Lovely. Oh, there's some people on there. Lush. Right. So, again, going up, pushing back to down dog, then moving the shoulders. Have a think about what's happening with the shoulder blades, where they're moving. And then we're going to come down, if you need to have a rest. And we're going back up again. Also, going upside down is great for your head. It promotes blood to your head, but not great if you've got high blood pressure or low blood pressure. It'll make you feel really dizzy, really sick. So here we go again. Lifting up. Think about what's happening with the shoulders. Move them around. So backwards, forwards, up and down. Think about all the kind of movements that you can make when your shoulders are the opposite direction. And then we're bringing it down. So again, giving your hands a little shake. We're going to now take it up into plank. And I'll give you the basic plank and we'll go up. Now, people think, oh, you've got to do this is plank, this is plank. Plank is whatever you can do. So it's your body, you do what you can do. Not what I say, not what anybody else on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook tells you. Now, to start off, you lie down on the floor. You're bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. You're rolling your shoulders back and you're tucking your elbows in by your hips as close as you can. You're tucking your chest in. from here, with your fingers, the same way we were just doing, you're going to push into the floor, but you're not going anywhere, you're just pushing. Now your belly, you're going to think about trying to lift your belly. Try and lift your belly off the floor. Then with your feet, if I move up this way so you can see my legs. So from there, you're lifting your belly, you're tucking your toes and you're lifting your knees off the floor. And you're pushing from here. Everything's tight, look into the floor, pushing, 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 and relax. Okay? So that is the basic. Now, everybody can do that, no matter who you are. Everybody should be able to manage that. We're going to take it up a little bit higher. So the little bit higher, the hands are still in the same direction. So with the shoulders from here, you're lifting up. Everything should be in the same line. Okay? You're still lifting. You're still lifting your belly off the floor. You're tucking your toes. But now you're lifting onto your knees. Shoulders are pulling back. Squeezing the stomach muscle. If you wanted, you could lift one knee off the floor. Then you could take that knee down and you could lift the other knee off the floor. And you're not pushing back with the bum, you're just pushing the back of the knee to the ceiling. You're pulling your shoulders back and down, squeezing them together. You're tucking the chin in, keeping the neck in line. Bringing it down. You can always relax. So then we're taking it up to the 4-1. So the shoulders come back, they pull into each other. The stomach's lifting off the floor. We come to the knees. I'll turn this way. The shoulders are pulling back. We're tucking the toes. We're lifting the knee towards the ceiling. We're lifting the other knee towards the ceiling. The hips are balanced. The shoulders are pulling back. We're pushing from the hands. Now with the hands, again, these elbows want to be facing forward, not to the side. They need to be pulling back in. So tucking the chest in, push with the fingertips. Now bring yourself down. If you wanted to make it a little bit harder, I'll turn this way. Hopefully my hips won't lift. So watch the hips, watch where the feet go. So shoulders are coming back, stomach's pulling up away from the floor. We're lifting off. From there, you're keeping the legs in line, the knees in line, and you're just lifting the toe off the floor. You're not lifting the foot up, you're just pointing it away. You're just pointing it away. The hips stay in the same place. Yeah. So them are there. From there, you can take yourself back. Give yourself a rest. We're going to take it up into Cobra. So I'm going to lift it up from Sphinx to Cobra to Upward Facing Dog. At some point, your body will go, that's it, I can't do anymore. That's me. And that's where you stay. It's better that you get the right position rather than you just go, oh, I'm going to do Upward Facing Dog. It's really painful on your lower back. So if you have to, you come out of it, go straight into Child, and it will relax your spine. So I'm going to start off in Sphinx. Again, I'm going to move around because you have to kind of, so that you can see the different parts. In Sphinx, you get the elbows and they're underneath your shoulders and you're putting your hands down. So again, you're doing that same thing with the fingers pushing, even though we're not going to use the fingers for now. The shoulders pull back and you imagine sliding your hands towards your hips, but they're not going anywhere. You can start off with your neck right here and then you can lift it up and out. And you'll feel that even just that, giving the chin a bit of a bruising, you'll feel the lovely stretch right the way down the body. So I'm going to turn around. So from the same position, we're sliding our shoulders back, we're lifting our chin up, but now we're keeping our toes on the floor, but we're pushing into the top of our foot, so that area there, and we're lifting our knees off the floor. At the same time as imagine sliding our hands back, giving our chin a Brucey, lifting our knees. And then relax. So, if you wanted to take it up a bit further, we're going to do the same thing, but we're now going to move our arms. So the same thing's happening at the bottom of my body. I'm pushing into the top of my feet. I'm lifting my knees off the floor. I'm still pushing back my shoulders. I'm still lifting here. But now with my fingers, I'm pushing. I'm keeping my hip bone on the floor, my pubic bone on the floor, and I'm lifting my elbows, but I'm not bringing my shoulders up. They're staying down, but I'm trying to push, 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 and keeping that head lifted. And this is working a different part of the spine. So I've gone down slightly, and then we're bringing it down. Have a rest. So the next one is going to be upward facing dog, which again, it puts the pressure right on that lower part of the body. And I'm going to do it from the other end. Again, I'll start off this way, then I'll go, because it's my legs that you need to see more so. So with this, we're bringing the hands this time underneath the shoulders. We're bringing the shoulders up towards the head. We're rolling them back, and we're pulling the elbows as tight as we can in towards the hips. That's the word. From there, we're lifting ourselves and seeing if we can do it without using our hand, so that we're lifting quite hard. And it's working our lower back upper back quite well. Then we're going to push and lift our hips off the floor. From here, still pushing them chest forward, we're lifting one knee and then the second knee off the floor. But we're not lifting our hips. So I'm going to show you from the other way. So again, the hands come in, the shoulders roll back, they pull in. You're lifting up, lifting them hands. Then pushing, 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 pushing. The hips lift. And then the knees lift. And you'll feel this right through the lower back. And then we're bringing it down. From there, push back to child. Now if your head doesn't touch the floor, grab a block or use your fist so that your head relaxes. You've been pulling it back, it needs to relax. Now have a little rest there. Okay, so I've been getting your shoulders ready. So if you've got a pillow or a cushion or anything, you might want it, just that in case you might drop backwards for your lower part of your spine. Especially at the moment, especially if we're on concrete floors, it might come in handy. Now this is just a little mess about. You may not have to want to try it, and that's up to you. You can just watch me and then imagine everybody else falling over. And it doesn't matter if you fall, as long as you've got yourself surrounded, everything's nice, that you're not too far from the floor, it's not too bad. This is crow, and this is a bit of what we used to do when we were kids. You're bringing yourself up, and you're bringing your hands sort of in between your thighs, so they're sort of here. But then you're going to walk them backwards and place them down. You're trying to breathe out, get yourself underneath, and then you're sitting your bum backwards and seeing if one foot and then the other foot can come off the floor. And then eventually pushing out. And like I said, if you need to, have something, because that's all that's going to happen, is you're going to slide down and your bum's going to hit the floor. But if you're close to the floor anyway, it shouldn't make too much difference. But it's all shoulders, all arms. Let's have another go. So the hands come underneath. Breathe out. Walking the hands back. Sit yourself down. And then just lift the feet up. And you just have to let me know if you've all done it. Bring the feet down. And sit yourself down. give yourself a little shake. If you did it, give yourself a little clap. So now I'm just going to stretch your back out and give your back a nice little relaxation. So from here, you're going to lay yourself down. You're going to bring your leg over the top. So this is an eagle stretch. If you can, you hook your leg round, but don't worry if you can't. I'm going to leave mine out today. And you're taking your hands out to the side in line with your shoulders. Let your head drop down. Whichever knee's on top, you're going over towards that side. The opposite side. So there's the legs going across the body. And then bring them back to centre. So swap the legs. So whichever leg's on top, we're going straight over. So if the right leg's on top, we're going over towards the left. Keep the shoulder on the floor, so you don't want that shoulder to lift. You want to keep that down as well. And you'll feel this is a nice pull through the bum, pull through that lower back. And then we're bringing it back over. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to sort of move the arms this time. So I'll do it this way. You're bringing the right leg over the top. Then you're bringing your right arm over the top of your left arm. If you can bring them to touch, then bring them to touch. Bring the leg over to the left. Lift the arms up towards the floor. And then bringing it back. Taking the arms out. Changing the legs. Changing the arms. Take the legs over. Lift the arms. And bring it up, undo the arms, undo the legs. So, let yourself lie down. Bring your knees together, let them flop out. Place your hand down. And if you wanted to again do that first one we've done, so breathe out. Then let the mouth open, but don't breathe in, just open the mouth. And just notice where the air, if your mouth's open, where does the air fill? But don't breathe in. There should be no coldness, no dryness. So breathing out. Now, I'm going to get you to roll your legs round in a circle. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. From there, if you bring yourself back up on to your bottom. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, it'll be tomorrow's 10 o'clock is the chair yoga, and then 7 o'clock is the fitness yoga, freestyle yoga. So it's a little bit different, not as fast as this. What else do I need to tell you? Oh yes, vitamin D. If you're not getting out in the sun as much, you'll try to get out so that you get your vitamin D. And like I said, if you can, whenever you come, put some music on. I can't play music apparently because I haven't got my PPL for here, and it's too much to go through, and it's too expensive as well. So, and I ain't got no money at the moment, so not buying that. But you can always play your own music in the background. Thank you everybody for coming and joining. Again, if you're missing me, there's also a lovely lady called, oh, I've lost her name. Sorry, Knight. Where are you? Debbie Knight, and she does more of the over 60s Zumba, but she's really good. And then there's another young lady called Yoga with Jess. She does it on Instagram, and she also does YouTube as well. And she's another great young lady as well. There's Sakina with Brutal Impact Team, and she does more fitness. So if you really wanted to build up some muscle, then Sakina's your girl. So thank you very much. Let me give everybody a wave. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll stay online. I'm around for about an hour afterwards, after every class. So if anybody needs a chat or is worried about anything, the breathing, and they're not getting that, you can always give me a shout, and I'll have a chat with you then. All right. Well, take care. Thank you very much. God bless, and have a nice night. Bye-bye.